So I want to start with a story. So the spiritual tradition that I've been a part of for most of my life um, had always had like summer solstice gatherings. We used to do spring equinox gatherings as well, and it was a time initially we used to have circles in different cities. You know, there was one in Salt Lake City, there was one in Las Vegas, there was one in Dallas, there was one in Santa Barbara. And summer solstice was a time when all those circles kind of gathered together to do high ceremony, you know, and we would do various ceremonies. But anyway, those have continued. They've changed forms. My teacher passed away in 2007, and then myself and some of the other elders have continued this tradition, and it still happens every year. So last year, um, I was, at this gathering, and my role at the gathering is usually around doing sharing circles. Part of my medicine or gift, if you will, is helping people see possibility in themselves and helping them see the things that might be getting in their way and providing insight to people. And so that's what I'm pretty focused on, right? So I'm there and I'm doing my sharing circles, and this is like a 4-day gathering. And but what I start realizing is that the real magic of these gatherings was really about the community, and the sense of community that it provided everyone that was there. Sure, the insight work was great and the ceremonies were great, but they were all part of, and the things that happened, between those things, between the ceremonies and between the sharing circles, all of those things together it created this. We cooked together, we ate together, we woke up in the morning and had coffee together. We did ceremony together. We gathered things, to do our ceremonies together, and that was where I had forgotten, that's where the magic really was, because that's just really a missing component in our culture, and it's only, of course, gotten worse during COVID, but I think it's really, community has really started deteriorating long before COVID. And it's also changed, right? I mean, it's no longer local neighborhood. I mean, way back it used to be your clan, and it used to be like 100, archaeologically they found out, or anthropologically rather, they found out that about 100 people in a clan, with the Aboriginal cultures, was perfect for a community. And then that was your world. There was like 100 people that was your community, that was your clan. And then of course it expanded. We had small towns, and then we had community there. And now, of course, community has changed. Some of it's online. It's a worldwide community, which brings things which are kind of cool. It's more global. And but we've, to some extent, lost a lot of that active community piece, the support and the magic that happens in community. And now we have like fenced yards, and I think the loss of this community, it's even putting like extra stress on the family, because now our family has to be both family and community, and I think that's an undue stress. And so it really causes a lot of challenges. And in my work, that I do, I see the costs of that, because people don't have that unconditional support, and they don't have that sense that they're a part of something, so that's something that one of my missions or quests, if you will, forthcoming, is like, now how do we create community? I mean, I know how to do it for 5 days, okay, when we turn off our cell phones and live together, separate from the world. I know how to do it there. But like, how do we do it on an ongoing basis is one of my quests that I really want to put some time into it. And the part of community that I really want to just spend a tiny bit of time on today is the supportive nature of community. Whereas that the part of what I think we get from community is we get a sense that my people, if you will, it support me exactly as I am, and I can be myself. I can be kind of my freaky self. I can be, and I can have my whatever, my quirks. I can have my spiritual stuff and my woo-woo stuff and my eccentricities and, my habits and of course these gatherings we do are perfect for that because we're sharing, we're being honest and real, and it provides a foundation for community because we're there to be real and connect with ourselves. And so then that's perfect. We get to know that. But then between ceremonies, between sharing circles, we kind of get to know each other in a different way, and while we're cooking together or something, and then we zoom in. And so how do we create that? And this supportive part is so important. Like, how do we find our people that can support us exactly the way we are, and sometimes, hopefully our family can do that, but sometimes then a lot of people watching this video, might have some spiritual things going on, and you may not see the world the same way that the rest of your family sees, and so how do you get people that can support your spiritual gifts and your beliefs and your truths and the way you are, and it's such a necessary thing, because once you have that, then you feel free. It's like I can be myself and people support me, and that's people have my back, people, and I got people I can rely upon, and share the burden. And each of us are unique, yet there's enough common ground that we say, oh yeah, man, that's rough when that happens. We can share with each other. So anyway, I guess my challenge to you is to ask yourself, what is your status of, what is your state of finding community? Do you feel like you have community? And there's different kinds of community, but, and I think some of the community is good to have some in-person stuff. That's why as COVID, hopefully we're getting to the point where we can gather more in person, because that's a really important part of it as well. So my question is where are you at with community, and how can you find your community? And if you stay tuned to me, I will keep you posted what I come up with, because I want to crack this nut. I want to find a way that we can have community together. So that is my video for this week. Thank you for watching. I hope you have an awesome week and that you're able to feel the support of some community in your life. I will see you in a week.